Hi everybody, and happy Sunday. I hope the lighting's not too dark. I'm kind of trying these videos in a new time, new day, and new place, so let me know if it's a little bit too dark. But welcome in. My name is Heather Coleman. I do psychic readings, messages from deceased loved ones, tarot cards, I answer questions, Reiki and energy work, and super excited to be here with you all. I have decided that we're going to do a live tarot reading every Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And the video will be available after the fact on Facebook and also on YouTube. So if you're a YouTube person, please consider subscribing. If you have found me on Facebook and you want to find me on YouTube, I'm pretty easy to find, Heather Coleman. And I'll put a link in the video here as well. But let's get right into it, all right? The dates we're looking at, like specifically, right, are March 1st to 7th. Or so, 2026, but this is going to be timeless and relevant whenever it finds you. Now, the two card decks that I was drawn to, and this is very relevant, are the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle, author Radleigh Valentine, and also we've got our Fairy Tarot cards, same author, Radleigh Valentine. And it's interesting that I was drawn to get the Archangel Michael cards first, and I really feel that's relevant. When we've got Archangel Michael coming through strongly, this is our Archangel of protection, of helping us feel safe. Interestingly enough, it has been said that Joan of Arc had received visions and messages from Archangel Michael when she, at a very young age, as a teenager, influenced the French government to stand their ground. And Archangel Michael, I'm not going to say he's the Archangel of war per se. I wouldn't exactly say that. Maybe some people would. But you could say he's the Archangel that makes you feel safe if you're in any kind of a war time. So this could apply to someone that is involved in a war. Or there might be battles happening in your life. That's coming through very strongly. Is there a battle? Maybe a court battle for some of you. I do get the sense that there could be some of you that this video is going to reach that you might be dealing with a difficult divorce. Or maybe a custody issue. Maybe that's some of you. Could be something else in your life. There might be another kind of legal situation happening. So just know that Archangel Michael is there for you. And if any of you are dealing with custody and parenting issues, you're also going to be calling on Archangel Gabriel or Gabriel, depending on how you connect best with that Archangel. So we're going to start right now with our tarot cards. I drew 3 cards. And the first card we're going to look at today is our Princess of Spring. In traditional tarot, that would be wands or fire energy. I think of this suit as energy. And we're looking at your own energy in your whole being and the energy around you right now. And in tarot, the princess or the prince, in some cases, is often a messenger. So one of the messages coming through on this card for everybody is notice your own energy because it's giving you a message. I've been feeling very kind of low energy the last few weeks. This is an example. And I just often feel like I don't want to do much. And it turned out I was coming, 3:33 on the timer. It turned out I was coming down with a cold. But I was noticing for a few days I just kind of felt lackluster, like I didn't want to do much. And I thought, am I just mentally unmotivated? No, my body was tired. That's why there were days I was waking up like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to watch movies. It's because I needed rest. So that's a good example. The flip side of that is going to occur, especially with our time change happening in about a week. So Spirit is encouraging us to really observe our energy levels. Do your energy levels change with the seasons? I know mine do, more and more as I attune with nature. So observe your energy levels, honor them. Don't try to force yourself to do high energy things at seasons and times of day that are more receptive, more yin, more restful. There is a time and a place to be super productive. That's one of the messages with this card. Let's look at the imagery in line with what we're saying. I mean, you've got this fairy kind of lounging, having a great time. She's got a big smile on her face. Slow down to speed up. Slow down to speed up. Now, but I'm also going to read you what else is on here, because when you feel your energy levels increase, that's when we're going to read what's on here. It's time to go after your dreams, doing something to expand your horizons, letting your creativity take flight. A lot of you, I feel that you feel like there's something bubbling up inside you that you want to create, that you want to bring to light. But just know that Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, so fantastic. We're going to put this card aside. And also, too, if something comes up for you as I'm reading these cards, share in the comments what that's about for you in your life. We're actually going to go on over to an Archangel Michael Sword of Light card. Someone new is coming. I absolutely love this. This is number 28 for those of you that like to pay attention to numbers. An important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. This could be a romantic relationship, and for some of you, I think it is. For some of you, this could be a resurgence or a deepening commitment in your current romantic relationship. But we're not limited to that. So for some of you, this could be a new business partnership. This could be friendships. This could also be a deepening. Interestingly enough, right now, we're in Mercury retrograde. And this leads me to something I was hoping would come up because I really like kind of talking about this. We often think of Mercury retrograde as kind of an annoyance where we feel this lethargic energy. And Mercury, by the way, is retrograde until March 20th, which means it appears to be going backward in the sky. And we do often see things like technology being more difficult, more glitchy. We might be feeling more lethargic, more cloudy, more confused. There might be more traffic delays, travel delays. There might be more miscommunications. And we are often guided to have patience at this kind of time. However, some of the things we don't often talk about, there are really good things that happen if you take advantage of Mercury retrograde. One of them is more of an opportunity to go inward with this increased need to rest that a lot of us have. I know I have. But the other thing I notice, and I'd love to hear if any of you get this as well, for me, pretty much every Mercury retrograde means reunion. You know, that first two letters, R-E, retrograde, reunion, revisit, review. Almost every retrograde, almost every single one, I will run into someone delightfully that I haven't seen in years. A few years ago, I ran into an old high school classmate when I was at Six Flags New England, someone I hadn't seen since high school. Just the other day, I ran into an old family friend when I was shopping at Sam's Club, someone that I hadn't seen in at least 3 years, maybe longer. Just these pleasant things. So often, this slowed down energy during a retrograde is encouraging us to review something because we're about to launch. And if you look at these two cards coming together, you know, we've got this idea of meeting someone new, and or this could be someone you've known, but that person could now be about to play a bigger role in your life. Could be a bit of both for some of you, but look at that message coupled with the Princess of Spring, where we were told that it's okay to rest, it's okay to take things step by step, and just know that there will be a time when you speed up. So Mercury retrograde is really encouraging us to do that at this time. Now, let's move on. There they are. We're going to move on to our second tarot card. We've got Balance, and this is sometimes called Temperance in traditional tarot. Now, we've already touched on that this is a fantastic time whenever you're seeing this video, that this is a fantastic time for you to call on Archangels Michael and Gabriel, but Ariel's coming through too. We've also got Zadkiel. He's not on this card, but I looked at this and I didn't even know that was a lion. I thought it was Archangel Zadkiel. So, and the reason I say that is Archangel Zadkiel, more than any other for some people, is the one that will help you with imbalance. Maybe habits, like if you tend to eat too much. Do you have an addiction of some kind? This is the card that says you're ready to do the work to overcome that addiction or that habit or whatever it is that you're doing too much of or too little of. Maybe there's something you're not doing enough of. I'm guilty of not resting enough. Maybe some of you are not exercising enough. Maybe some of us, and this would be me as well this time of year, maybe some of us need to get outside more. This is the card that's telling us, look into what do you need to do more of or less of for yourself to get yourself more balance. And let's also look at what we're seeing. This almost looks like blood, and it's weird. You can't even tell. It looks like it's going into the lion's mouth, but it's hard to tell. interesting, very interesting. Let me read to you what's on this card. Taking everyone's input into consideration, but I'm going to add to that, don't forget your own voice. Don't let your own voice in your mind get drowned out over everyone else. Merging viewpoints to create a better solution, and taking our time. There's no need to rush. So we have that message again of not rushing ourselves, not rushing anything at this point in time. I think for some of you this would be conflicting impulses within your own self more than anything else. But for some of you this could be about people around you and situations around you. But also something very interesting Spirit is saying right now, often when we seem to have a lot of conflicting and at odds needs of those around us, sometimes that's reflecting our inner world, or what could have been our inner world in the past. So something to just be aware of. Let's take a closer look at this. There's a dissolution happening here. So you've got this fairy giving prana, or lifeblood, to this statue to bring the statue to life. Fascinating. Okay, and now that Evanescence song they're putting in my head, of probably the one everyone knows the best, of Bring Me to Life. Wake me up inside, bring me to life, call my name and save me from... Okay, you're being called on to bring yourself back to life. You know, and in the Northeast and certain parts of the world, we're going to be coming out of the darker, colder season. So how are you bringing yourself to life in the next few months? You know, of course, we're calling this video the first week of March, but some of these messages will apply to today, this week, but some of what I'm saying might apply to you for the next 3 months, 3 years, right? Spirit works the way Spirit works. Now, our third tarot card is the King of Summer, or in traditional tarot, this would be water, emotions. This, at least in the ways that I work, can be one of the most multi-layered cards. And I'm just going to start tossing out some of the meanings that come through on this card. This can be about a male who is emotionally manipulative, or a female. This can also, on the flip side, be about someone who is very in tune with their own other people's emotions and communicates very empathetically and maybe very soft and in a very romantic way. This could be about a poet or someone that you know who is very creative, who writes music or writes love letters of any kind, not just the romantic kind. A romantic partner you can trust. So for some of you, we pair this up with someone new coming, and you're going to know if this is you. This isn't going to be all of you, but this is going to be some of you. You might be hesitant to trust a new romantic partner because of some difficult situations in your past. Maybe some narcissistic people you dated in the past. Maybe a spouse that was very difficult to divorce. The message here is to bury the past, to let the past be in the past, and to trust your heart, to trust your judgment. And you're so much better now. You are so much better now at trusting your emotions, understanding your emotions, not diluting them, but listening to your heart, listening to your emotions, trusting yourself. For some of you, you are showing up as the King of Summer. And if that's the case, you are much more aware of the emotional truth within yourself, within your life. You're much better at understanding the deep emotional truth to what might be driving people around you, whether it's your workplace, your family, your friendships, wherever that might be, volunteer, wherever you might be seeing people. Now, if this is showing up as someone in your life, we already had that message that you might be meeting someone who is very emotionally in tune, but they do not use that to manipulate. However, for some of you, that might scare you at first when you meet someone who was like that, because the last person that was like that was a manipulative con artist. Psychopath. Oh, like my ex-husband. Listen, I feel you, girls and guys. That's why sometimes I'm the person to read for you on that ex-scumbag. You know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Listen, y'all. So this video popped up for me just the other day, and I'm going to deliver this message that this video was talking about. Some of you do not have an easy path of romance. I think this came up last week. I'm going to expand a little bit more on this message this week. if that's you, if your romantic path isn't easy throughout your life, it's because sometimes the painful things drive us to the things that we are truly here to carry out, the sole purpose that we are truly here to carry out. In other words, like when you're in a relationship for a certain number of years, and I'm talking about good ones, I'm not even talking about bad ones, in the really good ones, you still compromise. Like you still sometimes will spend time maybe doing what the other person loves. It might not be something you would choose to do, right? And they do the same for you, and it's fantastic. But the thing is, some of the things you end up doing in your life when you're in a good relationship, you may not spend certain time pursuing things that you pursue as a single person. And so this is not to say that a relationship holds you back. That's not what this is about. It's simply about the fact that there are certain things we end up doing as a single person that we might not do if we are in a romantic relationship. And so that's your why. For some of you, they're like, well, why the fuck? I'm in my counseling and I'm doing all the work and I am the greatest person ever. Like, I don't even have a lot of these bad habits that some people have. I hear the way some people talk to their spouses and the annoying things men and women do. And see, I don't even do that. I'm like the best girlfriend or the best husband ever when I'm in a relationship. And why can't I find someone? I just gave you your answer, okay? And if you're torn up like this, that you haven't been able to find someone, you're going to, my friends. It's just not going to be on your timetable because your soul has a mission to carry out, all right? But let's go to our final card. The imagery is so interesting, and I just want to point out that this deck is really cool because it gives us multiple ways that Archangel Michael, or any angel for that matter, might appear to us. An angel could have darker complexion, for example. You know, he's still got his halo here. Welcoming abundance into your life. And just know that abundance is taking many forms. Now, we do have a message about money with this, and that's always great. We're always hoping for that. All these coins represent actual money. For many of you, you can expect a windfall, and you can expect income to be on the rise. This is a very good year for money in general. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that Source will heal your financial challenges. Some of you just plain have a difficult financial life. It's just the way your life is. Cut yourself a break. And this year is going to bring a lot of relief for many of you financially. That's a fantastic message, I think, to wrap the cards up on. But I want to thank you for being here. I welcome your feedback, your questions. If any of you have ideas for how these weekly readings could be even better, even stronger, please share them. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you'd like to take a deeper dive into something that's on your heart through a private or small group reading, or even a party. Yep, I come to you either in person or over Zoom. You can do group readings with your friends and family. So from my heart to your heart, I wish you a fantastic, healthy, happy, and successful week. Namaste.